Hello and welcome back to the video from expertbettingvideos.com. This is the second in the series of videos, and today we're going to cover the all green Betfair book, which, if you like, is the holy grail of betting. What the all green Betfair book is, and there's an example on the screen right now, is a green amount, a profit across any selection in an event. So what we're looking to generate is a profit margin no matter what happens in a game, if it's football, in an event, if it's a horse race or a dog race. So the all green Betfair book looks something like this, and you can see here that no matter what happens in this football match that we've got on here, we'll make a profit of £9.81, and that's including any Betfair commission and anything else. So it's very different, as we've said in the previous video, to the normal bets that you would place. Normally you would come along, you would bet £10 on one of these selections, might be the draw, and if that wins, £10 at 3.35 would give you £33.50 back, and obviously if it lost, if Everton won or Bolton won, you'd receive or you'd lose £10, your stake. This is not going to happen here. This is very different to normal betting. This is trading. It's trading of footballs clubs as though they were a commodity. So it's the same thing that a stock and share trader would do, but it's just you're applying the same maths, the same theory to a football match in this case. Now, if you're watching these videos slightly out of sequence, which is absolutely fine to do, then you may want to refer to the free bets video, which will show you how to generate a betting bank, give you some funds that you can play around with. You know, obviously you can use your own funds, and we'll show you why there's minimum risk to doing that later on. But equally, if you want to use the bookmaker's money to even play around and test this stuff, then you should skip to the free bets video and find out how you can build up a betting bank like that. And equally, if you need to understand the basics, if you understand about the Betfair site and decimal odds, then you should skip to the other video in the series on backing and laying in Betfair. That's where you'll find out the basics. But let's assume you're fully up to speed, and we will crack on. So we can see the exact example I've mocked up here of an all green Betfair book, but the question is, how do we get there? What is it you have to do as the bettor in this case to make your book look something like this and be able to sit back and enjoy a game without the stress and nerves of who wins and just watch the money roll in? So how do we get there? Well, let's get away from this example. Let's start from the beginning. So let's go to the Betfair football homepage. Now once you're there, we're going to look for a game, a football match. It can be anything, but we're going to look for a football match with two reasonably evenly matched teams, and we also want a high liquidity match, which is a match where lots of money is going to be staked on it. So really we can use any Premier League match from England, any La Liga match, anything where there's going to be interest in it, there's going to be people watching and betting on it. So the way to find one would be really simple. We go all sports on the left, football, English football, Barclays Premier League, and we can see some upcoming fixtures. If we skip to the 13th, there'll be some TV televised fixtures, and we can see the Bolton Everton game. And as we've said previously, when you reach these screens, there's a lot of numbers, and that can be imposing to a new user. So we just want to simplify the screen. So let's go to match odds. And here you can see not very much has been matched so far, but we're a little bit ahead of the game here. So what we do here is probably best done a couple of days or even hours before the game actually kicks off. But let's outline the principles anyway. Now if you've played around with the screen from a previous video, I want to make sure that both these selections are on. So if your screen looks like this or like this, or the hidden items, then I want you to tick both of these boxes so that we can see all the numbers in front of us, because what's going to be important are these percentages here. Now the very next video after this explains fully what's meant by percentages. We've got a little Excel example of just how to work those out. But first of all, I just want to show you really simply how to create an all green book with small stakes first before we understand the percentages. we'll go away, we'll understand some of the maths, and then we'll come back for a larger real example. But I thought it's important at this point just to get across exactly what it is we're trying to do in a very simple form. So as we said, the game here is very evenly matched. The odds on Bolton to win and Everton to win are very, very similar. In fact, you probably won't get them much more similar than that, which is great for what it is we're going to try here. So for small stakes, like I say, and always I would recommend start off very small stakes in case you make a mistake or you're not familiar with the trading principles. Let's start small, reduce the risk, play with the bookmaker's money so that we don't possibly lose out. And then once we've done this 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, then we're comfortable and we can increase stakes and we can generate more. But let's see if we can generate some small profits, get familiar with it, and we'll move on from there. Here's what we're going to do, and it is very, very simple. We're going to lay Bolton, and then you can either click this lay all button here, or if you don't want to do that, you can click the individual selections as well. So you can see we're going to lay all 3 selections. Effectively what we're doing here is we're being the bookmaker. This is what any bookmaker will do. They lay all the different options. Now what we have to be careful of is we want to lay them at the minimum possible odds. So right now when we click these odds, these numbers are higher than we want them to be. So we're going to reduce those, and again I'll explain this more later, but just for simplicity we want to reduce them. Now that brings them in line with what's available right now, and what we want to do is just reduce them slightly more. They will still get matched. This is going to be a televised Premier League game. There's going to be a lot of interest, a lot of fluctuation, and as you've seen before, you can click this option to see the fluctuation. So we're going to go a little bit less than is even available now. 2.84, 2.76 and 3.3. Then what we want to do is enter a stake in here that is going to leave us with all green numbers on the left. Now we can do this manually and we can do the maths ourselves. We can play around with it and you can see that these numbers change vastly. But what we want is all of them to be green, not just one. Because that means that we don't have to worry about what actually happens in the game. And like I say, we can play around with the maths ourselves. I'll show you that in the Excel sheet in the next snippet. But there's a really good tool that Betfair provide that's going to do this for you. So all we have to do is click payout, and this is where you select your stake. So your stake at this point is the maximum amount you could possibly lose. So you should do something that you're comfortable with at this time, because any mistake in these numbers could, in theory, allow you to lose it. Now you won't if you follow the strict steps outlined in these videos, but until you're familiar with it and you're 100% sure you understand the steps, you should start with small amounts. So let's put £10 in there for now. And what that calculates is that your maximum payout is £10, so therefore odds times stake equals 10, which is what we'll cover in Excel, but Betfair's just doing it for you here. And you can see straight away we've got an all green book, which is exactly what we're aiming for. Now these bets aren't matched yet, so we can't fully relax, but this is what we're shooting for. So as a general principle, the all green book is generated by laying every option in an event for a set amount, a set payout amount that we allow Betfair to calculate for us, which leaves us with a green number, a positive number, no matter what the outcome of the event. Okay, so that's what we're shooting for, but obviously we're shooting for much higher. We want bigger numbers here. We want to make more profit. Now we will be able to do this on many, many games and therefore increase our profits that way, but we need bigger numbers than this. This is just outlining the principle to small stakes to get you comfortable with it, but rest assured I'm aiming, much like you are, for much bigger positive numbers, much more profit. So stick with us. Let's go on to the second video in this series, which outlines some of the maths behind this, and it's only by understanding the maths that actually we can start to apply these principles, and let's make these numbers bigger. Okay, so stick with us, come and see the maths, and then come back after that and we'll do some much bigger and better examples